Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Have you ever been in a meeting with a great idea on your mind, but you didn't speak up? Maybe you overthought it, or the moment passed, or someone else said what you were going to say. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to speak up in meetings with more confidence without feeling like you're forcing it. All right, so let's get started. So here's the thing. You can be brilliant at your job, but for quite a few people out there, if you don't speak up in group meetings, people may not fully see your value. This consequence can happen if you're being positioned for bigger things and your boss tells you, this stakeholder really doesn't know what you do. You need to be more visible to that person. And being more visible here means speaking up in team meetings. It's the most obvious way to be visible if you're invited to meetings and that this stakeholder is attending, because one-on-one meetings can sometimes be hard to get on the calendar. Speaking up in meetings is going to be the first step in showing how you command the room. Visibility matters. Contribution matters. And meetings are one of the most important spaces where your voice can influence how others perceive your credibility. Speaking up isn't about talking just to talk. It's about adding value in a way that's authentic to you. So let's look at a framework that will help you lean into this uncomfortable task. Step number 1, prepare your talking points even for routine meetings. One of the easiest ways to boost your confidence is to prep in advance. If the meeting host shares an agenda, that's terrific. If you don't get an agenda, then reach out to see if they can give you context on exactly what they hope to accomplish. Meetings run over, so the highlights of what they're hoping to talk about will help with context and where you could contribute and help you prepare. Before the meeting, ask yourself, what updates do I want to share? Where can I add a comment or insight? And what's one question I can ask to move the conversation forward? Even just having one planned contribution makes it easier to speak up without hesitation. Also, keep a notepad or doc open to jot down quick thoughts during the meeting so you're ready when the opportunity comes up. Step number 2, find your moment. Now, you don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to make an impact, and this one to me is the most challenging step. How can you find an in? This is also where things could go south. Either you have a hard time jumping into the conversation or you finally start contributing and someone interrupts you. Worse, someone interrupts you and restates your point. One way to make sure you contribute is to contribute at the beginning of the meeting, wherever you can, and ask how questions will be handled. Will there be time at the end for questions, or are we having Q&A as we go? It's a great question. It's about setting up the meeting for success, and most importantly, it's about setting expectations for when people can contribute. Obviously, meetings go off the rails all the time. Questions may be saved to the end, and there's always someone who wants to ask questions throughout. That self-important colleague who always sabotages meetings because he likes to sound smart. Ignore that person. Your win is not about going up against problematic people. Your whole goal is to make sure you attend the meeting. Speak up with something relevant, not something groundbreaking or innovative. There's time for that later. So look for moments when you can build on someone else's idea. To add what Tom said, ask a clarifying question. Can I ask a quick question to make sure I'm understanding? If you can ask questions throughout the meeting, go ahead and do this. Share a quick insight. Here's something we might want to consider. It's important that you start small. Your goal is to make consistent, thoughtful contributions, not to dominate the conversation. Step number 3, practice your delivery. The way you say something is just as important as what you say. So you may find that you have finally commanded the room and you've started to speak up. Let's talk about how to make sure your statements land. So let's talk delivery. Start with the basics. Sit up straight. Ground your voice. I've been on calls first thing in the morning and someone asks for my perspective and my voice still sounds raspy. It may sound silly, but make sure you've said something and evaluated your voice. If there's no people around, talk to your cat, talk to your dog, talk to your guinea pig, say something. And if you need coffee to get it going, then make sure you have that. Next, speak clearly and don't rush. Let your words land. A really great way to insert yourself into a meeting is with a clear and grounded statement like, I agree. It's firm. You can say it with volume and it gets attention. Then you can share your perspective. Start with the positive. If you say, I disagree, then you're setting yourself up for an argument or a disagreement and you have to have your information ready. But if you're prepared very well and this is your moment, then use these statements with confidence. I agree or I disagree. And make eye contact if it's in person or look at the camera if it's virtual. Step number 4, follow up if you miss your chance. Even with all this prep, the meeting could take on a life of its own and completely get away from you. If the moment passes and you didn't get to speak up, it is not too late. Send a follow-up message to your manager or the team. I was thinking more about what we discussed and I wanted to share an idea. This is going to be extremely important if you were supposed to be more visible in the meeting because of stakeholders or someone who's interested in your success. This shows you're engaged, thoughtful, and proactive, even if you didn't speak during the meeting. And it's a really great reason to reach out to that person directly, especially if that stakeholder is on your radar. They may even be expecting to hear from you. How you handle your prep before, during, and after a meeting makes all the difference in how people see you as a valuable contributor of new and innovative insights. Start with small contributions, practice some of your techniques in smaller meetings, and then work your way up to bigger meetings. Remember, speaking up in meetings doesn't require you to change your personality. You just need a strategy that works for you. Start small, prep ahead, and look for your moment. All right, so that's it for my video on how to speak up with confidence in group meetings. If you have examples of how you managed to speak up with your own unique ideas, even though you were struggling with being heard, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. And I'm sure others would benefit from your insights. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.